getting hurt is a lot less serious than it might, until at such a point like where it's a debilitating injury occurs. We're way more worried about long-term injuries than we are short-term pain. Okay? But if we just see someone, falling in general, we're just gonna laugh.
Okay.
you know, yeah, they sometimes feign indifference. Yeah, because it's not that they're indifferent, it's that their current emotion is hysterical laughter and they're trying to bite back on it. If they acknowledge the situation, their reaction is going to be to laugh when somebody else gets hurt. We all watch videos of people falling off skateboards and walking into glass doors, and we all laugh. It's universally funny. Slapstick comedy is.
Most conversations stay safe.
This one doesn't. I'm Vivian. I ask the questions people rehearse and then don't say.
I'm Tian, the one who pushes back.
And this is Cosecha Salvaje, Wild Conversations.
Every week, a new conversation.
But that looks like you're in the Titanic.
What, what do you mean?
That's how it looks vintage. I mean, I know the ship is quite old.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be honest. I like this decor. I want
I'm
a
not.
room just like this one.
No, big no. Don't get me wrong.
Why?
It looks amazing,
Like,
yes, but that's not happening in our house. Just so you
what?
know.
What do you mean?
No, no.
What do you mean? Well, we need a smoking room.
Oh, okay. We can do the smoking room that way.
Yes, with
That.
lots of leather
Oh,
and alcoholic beverages.
okay. Okay. And
Yes, and
mirrors.
look at this table. This table is the best.
I've seen that one before. It has coffee beans, and
Yes,
yeah, yeah. I have to
yes,
say
yes.
it's great. Yes, I agree. That sense, yes, it's yes, but okay, one room, very small.
Medium.
Don't push it.
What do you mean? I need space to put a desk and a red telephone.
And a red telephone.
Yes,
Oh dear
yes,
Lord.
yes, yes, yes.
Oh no, no. Yeah. mm,
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see if we get this stuff.
I
Let's
see.
make it green, not gold.
Green.
Yeah, like all
No, it
the.
has to be this color,
No.
like this colonial color, with a bunch of European mounts everywhere.
Oh, oh,
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes.
Sculptures? Any?
No, no. A European mount is the horns. It was
Ah,
in one of the photos of the houses, if you remember.
the ones that we saw?
Yes,
I missed that?
there was one, the one that we liked that had plenty of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Sure, yeah. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. Mm,
And a big safe to put my guns.
of course. Yes.
Mhm.
And all the gold and treasures.
And treasures, yes.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
uh, you
Yeah.
don't seem excited.
No, I'm super excited. Don't you see the smile? And
I see. Yeah,
the
I can see.
genuine laugh and everything. It's
Yeah,
pumped. Yeah. I
I
even
see.
got a little blush.
I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I see. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This hit right in the topic. It's how we digest pain.
Well, what do you mean? Please elaborate. I
Well,
would
yeah.
love to know how colors cause you pain.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, actually, I mean, we know colors can be aggressive in a way or not. Like some
I mean,
people can feel not. I mean, this is a big word. for a lack of a better one, but attacked by a color. Haven't you?
I
Like
I mean,
when
there
you
are
get it,
certainly offensive colors, but that's not the same as being attacked by a color.
it's isn't an offense an attack?
No, no, an attack can physically hurt you. Offense, it's just you.
Well, I was mentally attacked and it hurt.
No, no, no. It was mentally offensive and you hurt yourself. That's a key and very important difference. In the one, when you're being attacked, it comes from outside. You see, something attacks you.
Uh
But when
huh.
you take offense, you take it. It's all you. Very, very important distinction.
Anyway, it does. It
Which I
does.
mean, I guess people cause themselves a lot of pain by taking offense, especially nowadays, you know. But
Well, that goes
it,
into
it,
something I told you before, some of our conversations before. It's and it's something that I've heard before, and I think it's so true because you might say something or whatever you want to say, and you said it with an intention and a tone that maybe for you it's normal, yeah,
yes,
but then it's like a broken telephone, like whatever happened with that information that you released in a way you thought you released it doesn't arrive the same way to the person. So
yes,
I mean,
yes. This usually happens between men and women.
what do you mean?
This. No, I'm actually quite serious. Women they communicate in much more complicated ways than men do.
That man, yeah, yeah.
And men are very oblivious sometimes. So we think we're saying the most innocent thing, and the next thing you know, it's just blood and feathers.
But it's funny that you said it because it's funny because oh, I'll give you that. It's the communication between man and a woman, but either direction.
Yes, it can happen in either
Yes,
direction. Like, yes, yes,
like
yes. True
because
story.
I mean, yes, because I might say to you something that I really thought it was loving and like like chill and cool down, and you might get offended, and
Yes,
it's
yes, that
like
also happens.
I literally said nothing, or
And and then I mean, there's like serious cognitive science behind this. Men and women, their brains do not work the
the
same.
same, yeah.
We do not think the same. We do not value the same
Mm.
in the same way. Like it's kind of easy to make a small or what you perceive as a small misstep, like an offhanded comment or something like that, and it to actually really hurt the other person. So I
Yeah,
guess a little bit of tolerance on both ends is an understanding that there's like a joke about the guy telling his wife, if I say something and it can be taken in two ways, one of which makes you happy and the other makes you angry,
just
I
use the
always
one.
meant the other one. I meant the one that makes you happy because that's how men are, like very simple and direct like that. And women, they there was this comedian I saw the other day, and she was an older lady, and she was explaining to the younger woman in the audience how to deal with men. And she was saying, like, women have a thought to words ratio of like 70. Like, for every word that comes out of the mouth, there's like 70 different ways to say it. And they
Yeah,
went over all of them and
yeah.
decided which one is. Men are not like that. Like, men is the exact opposite. Their thought to speech ratio is like zero point 0.5. Half of the time, the words are out of our mouths before we even, before the brain even kicks
You
into, gets up to
first,
speed.
yes, you do, and then you think, and we do the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
think,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then we do. Yes, but that makes
And
me
she
think
even
about.
said it. It's our biology. We're simple things. We're meant to sit there in a bush and jump out and kill something. This is what we're wired for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
That makes me think about something because I don't know, maybe it's literally the biology of being a woman, or or it's the role that society in general, like from the like olden ages, gave us. But it's just like it feels like we were made to mediate, you know. So it's like the person who will think about like, okay, what's your mood today, and I need to ask you for something. Then I cannot just ask for it. I need to like work my way into it.
well, when it comes to nature versus nurture, again, there are many, many arguments that people have had for many, many years on the topic. And I guess the most realistic viewpoint is it's a little bit of both, right? Like
Mm.
there are hormonal differences, there
Oh.
are situational differences. Uh, and yeah, men are just the only consistent differences between men and women is basically that women generally tend to value people more, and men generally tend to think in more physical terms. In other words, they would value things more. Okay, and that you might say that's nurture. In other words, learned behavior,
Mm.
but it's in us so young, so small. I was seeing this video of a dad and his like maybe 5 years old, and she's like, "I'm hungry," and he asks her, "What do you want to eat?" And she's like, "I don't want to tell you." like, like, what am I supposed? It's definitely a little bit of both.
Well, children, I mean, children are another species.
Yeah,
I mean, they're like completely unique in their own thing. Even though it doesn't matter the gender, like they can be like women or men, they're like completely.
they're just a little bit, little tiny, evil, unfiltered versions of us.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah,
just unfiltered. You know,
yeah, yeah.
they don't filter it.
That,
And
yeah.
sometimes, I'm guessing that's the way that women feel sometimes. Like, I'm hungry, but I don't want to tell you what I want to eat.
But it's also
You're
how.
supposed to decide.
No, it's also like how we've been like educated also as well, because I mean it's all been always like a series of education about how you should treat your husband, how you should treat your boyfriend, like how you should behave in society according to whoever you're facing to. I'm not sure if that happens also with men. That I mean, I've never seen like, okay, let's do a seminar on how to be a man, you know. I'm not sure. It's just that like mostly like the olden ages is supposed to be like when you get the perfect man, he should know everything.
Yeah,
Done. Like you should read my
I,
face and you should know everything I
and you
want,
should
I
know
don't
what I
want.
want to eat.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
you see,
supposed to love me and know.
that's problematic because we can't smell what you want to have. You know, men and also women can do awesome things, but we are not thought readers. Unfortunately, it would have made stuff so much more simple
But that's what
if
we've been
men and women
told.
could just read each other's thoughts.
Yes, yes. I mean, you should see my face and tell if I'm angry or not, if I'm happy, if I like it or not.
Yeah,
You know, and it's the
yeah.
same thing like the endless discussion that couples have. You know, it's like, what's happened with you? What do you mean I should know? Like,
Yeah,
from the thousand things I did today, what did I do that was wrong?
yeah.
And that's actually a like a very fun bit of a very cheesy movie. I don't know if you ever saw it. I don't think so. It's called P.S. I Love You, and the first scene is that like they get along very well, these two, and then she runs away and she's clearly upset, like upset. She's like walking fast. The man is like trying to get to her, and he was like, "Okay, are you upset?" It's like, and she doesn't say anything. It's just the face. Okay, okay, you're upset. It's like, it's something I said. Did I say something? like getting clues, like step by step by
Yes,
the face, and it was like, oh,
yes,
okay, I did say something, but what is it? It's like,
yeah,
and zero words. He was just like getting like step by step, and it's like, what am I supposed to do?
yeah,
Until
yeah,
some point he gets face to face. It was like, okay, are we gonna talk now? No. Okay, when we get to the apartment, but none of it. It was just one way communication. It was just guessing and see what the
yeah,
expression will tell.
yeah,
But unfortunately,
yeah,
that's
yeah. This
how
is the thing.
literally
Like,
they told us to do.
how does that make any sense?
I have no idea. I really have no idea.
How is that even a thing? Like,
I'm
here's
not
the
sure
one
it's
thing
a
you
thing.
really should know about men. Okay,
Notes. Go.
Men cannot catch subtle hints. Okay, as a matter of fact, men cannot catch obvious hints.
Mm.
Okay, we don't have that intuition. Okay, and even when we do catch them, we purposefully ignore them.
Purposefully.
Yes,
Go.
because
Yes.
if it's not important enough to formulate into a sentence, it's not important enough for us to pay attention to.
That's very interesting.
Men don't do hints. This is just
It's
this is
just
just
straight.
a
They
thing.
go straight.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And okay, what about like physical pain?
Physical pain.
Yes. When you see somebody, like in this case, me, if you see me hurting compared to somebody who is on the streets, like we both felt in the same way, that is it, do you care equally, or do you have a preference for the loved one?
I guess I should clarify that, like, for us, getting hurt is a lot less serious than it might, until at such a point, like, where it's a debilitating injury occurs. We're way more worried about long-term injuries than we are short-term pain. Okay, that's important to know. So, like, if somebody hurts themselves in a way that might cause a long-term injury, then we might care. But especially if it's someone we care for or someone we are, quote unquote, supposed to be protective of, then we'll care quite a bit. But if we just see someone, falling in general, we're just gonna laugh.
Okay,
you know, yeah, we understand that short-term pain it's passes. It's not even as strong as an emotion. It's less important input than hunger for men. So, so if you just bump your toe, probably we're just gonna laugh at the curse words that you're saying because you bumped your toe.
that's interesting. That's interesting. No, because I mean, I've seen like the many phases of it. I've seen people exactly like you said, like somebody will fall, something not exactly terrible, because there's the two things. Like when it's something completely serious, like
Hmm.
you will help or do whatever, you get worried first and then you laugh, because in the end, like even if it was terrible, sometimes it's just like a coping mechanism. It's like, oh my god,
Yes,
and
yeah,
then you get a good
yes,
laugh. But then in a small fall, like skateboarding or somebody tripping, trying to catch the bus or things like that, you get the people who get super emotional about it. You get the people who will just laugh in your face, or people like don't give any attention to it. Just like, oh, life happens and move on.
yeah.
Why?
I mean, like, well, it's what I said before. If there is no permanent injury, or no chance of permanent, injury, then it's just a bit of pain. It's not something that gets taken all that seriously, I guess.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. That reminds me of an old teacher I used to have, and he would like tell us like the one of his best hobbies during the bus ride was looking at the people running towards the bus to catch it and trip. It's
Oh
like
yeah, I can
guessing
imagine.
like when they're gonna trip. It's like, oh, now, 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 you know,
Oh yeah,
because of the
yeah,
rush.
yeah.
Same thing, like we were talking just yesterday. Like, I mean, one of my favorite shows was Ridiculousness. It was
Oh yeah,
all about
yeah,
like
yeah.
seeing people getting hurt, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's seriously funny seeing somebody else get hurt. And I think men have to actively pull them back, and maybe that's why they sometimes feign indifference. Yeah, because it's not that they're indifferent; it's that their current emotion is hysterical laughter, and they're trying to bite back on it. If they acknowledge the situation, their reaction is going to be to laugh. So
Which in some cases will be worse for some people.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
Some
get it. I get
people,
it now.
some people will take offense and then use again. The language is beautiful. You take offense. It's something that comes from inside. You take it and it's you holding on to it. And from that point forward, you're hurting yourself. You're no longer in mental distress because you bumped your toe. You're in mental distress because, you took offense at
I
something somebody
I
else
think
did,
it's
and that comes from
that comes from education.
inside.
That comes from how your mom or your like close circle raised you. Because if every time you fell, even though it wasn't just a scratch, they made it a whole thing. It's like, oh my God, like literally treated like
Yeah,
a huge event. Then I'm assuming when you grow up, it is a huge event, and
yeah.
you expect people to be
You
around you and
expect
say like,
people.
oh,
Yes,
poor thing. Yeah,
yes, yes.
that's a big part. Like,
There's also a distinction, I think, between people who grew up kind of rural and feral, like me, to people who were raised in the city. Because, when you're a kid jumping off roofs into haystacks and, playing with pitchforks and riding your bicycle way too fast down a mountain and stuff, inevitably you're gonna shitnick yourself. Okay, so there's no opportunity to swoon over a kid getting hurt when they're kind of rural, because that would be pretty much 3 times a day, which is just exhausting. Okay, so I do think that there is something in the structure of how you grow up. I think you're absolutely correct. That causes some people to take offense at certain things way more easily than others.
that's interesting what you said, because when I was little, I was literally a magnet of accidents. Like, I used to be on the floor all the time. But when I was growing up, there was a famous saying in Colombia, it's like, you get hurt once, it's fine, it's okay, But if you keep doing it, and your mother told you not to because you will get hurt, and you get hurt, they will beat you up. So it's
I see.
yes, it was like, I guess we grow up in a way that like getting hurt is really bad. Like, it's like there's more
Yeah,
consequences for getting hurt
yeah,
than just not do stuff.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Because you don't.
my parents would have been different. My parents would tell you once, don't do that, you're gonna hurt yourself. And then if you kept doing it, they were gonna leave you to hurt yourself.
Mm,
They weren't gonna give you the beating. They were gonna let the world give you the beating so that you
I
can
no,
learn
no.
to listen. You see, that's a two-in-one lesson.
No, here they will
Now
add
it's
the extra, because they will do the same. It's like they're like getting ready to get your beating, and
yeah,
they're like, oh, he's gonna fall again. Like, they will watch you like eagles. It's like, oh, there he
like
goes.
yeah.
Oh, there he goes. He's gonna fall. Oh, he fell. Oh, just wait for him to come. Just wait. And it wasn't just a threat. That's the thing. It wasn't like older parents. They
It
were
was a
not just.
warning. Yes,
It
yes,
was a warning,
yes,
and it
yes.
was
They did
something
not
that will
threaten. They
happen.
they warned. Yes,
Yes, yes. It
yes.
was like, if you
I think
fail,
that's something that's missing in the world today. Is
actual follow
consequential
through.
parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. If and I guess it's got to do with what you want to teach your kids. Because if you want to threaten and threaten and threaten all day long and do nothing, then of course they're gonna, try their luck because it's all just empty threats. And you teach them that
Mm.
about the world, that, where sometimes the threats aren't just empty threats. And there's, yeah. So I think being consequential with children is quite important.
Well, the thing is that
If you say you're gonna do A, B, and C, then especially during, then you must. This is
oh man,
core life lessons. It's how we teach them values.
the thing is that like okay, you get A, B, and C, but then if you keep falling and you're expecting a bit in as soon as you get home, it's like I just don't want to go. It's like
Yeah.
I just like hiding
I mean,
hiding your injuries. Like everything okay is super. Yes.
yeah,
Half
yeah, exactly.
bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I do like
I mean,
like like the new but not new, but the modern education with parents. I've seen parents that even though like the pain goes inside if you see your child falling in and it's like it's bad instead of like oh my god making a whole commotion of the thing. It's just like okay, like let's see if everything is fine.
rub
It's
some
just
dirt
like
on it. It's the modern version of just rub some dirt on it. It'll be fine.
walk it off, walk it
Yeah,
off.
walk it off. Exactly. Yeah, no, I don't think you should swoon over children. They are gonna fall. They are gonna injure themselves, and just deal with it and move on. Really,
Well,
it's
we know
I
now.
came out all right, didn't I? Yeah.
No, it's just oh yes, you're a walking miracle. We already talked about it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there must be a balance in between. It's like yes, walk it off, but also it's like use what your parents used to do. It's like you did it once already. You know how it is. If you want to do it again, that's on you, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Just
You're gonna deal with the consequences of your actions.
yeah.
We'll drive you to the doctor, no problem, but I'm not gonna waste my breath telling you again.
But I do believe that we are more, as a society, I mean, like we have different feelings about people getting hurt, but it also depends on the type of person. I mean, if it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's a child, even if it's an animal. Like sometimes people are more condescending and more like they care even more, they make more of a fuss for a puppy getting hurt than a child. And I,
Yeah,
I, I don't understand why the difference. I mean, if you get hurt, you get hurt. Why is it not general?
and I guess this also applies to themselves getting hurt. People tend to take themselves getting hurt less seriously than when they see someone else get hurt, especially certain personality types. But I don't know. I mean, I guess we all have, if you really love animals and you see an animal, getting hurt, like I guess it's to be true to yourself. You have to care about it, and lots of people nowadays would tell you like I value the life of an animal over the life of a human being, which I guess isn't an unreasonable point of view. There's way more of us than there are of them nowadays. But it still says something about the psychology of what's going on there. Like people at large have the perception that other people are shit. I'm not
Yeah,
don't want to get too deep into the details, but if you watch a lot of news, for instance, or you're in a job where you have to deal with people a lot, like you're gonna see some horrific people, that's just unfortunately how it is. And well, animals, they just kind of do their thing. They have just like children, they have a certain sense of innocence about them that human beings appreciate. So, I mean, each to his own.
that is something that has always puzzled me. Because I've seen it like people who has loved ones, let's say, your wife or somebody really close to, and then you have a dog or any animal, doesn't even have to be yours, any animal. And if something happened to both of them, like the same thing happened to both of them, they will steer, they will be more empathic
Mm,
to an animal. They will have more care for an animal than the supposed loved one that had exact the same
yeah,
accident. So I don't really understand why the distinction. If it's the
yeah,
same.
yeah. I don't, I don't get it either. This is like deep psychology things, but I reckon it's got something to do with the fact that that we value innocence a lot, and like if a dog and a person is in a car accident, people might have more sympathy for the dog because depending on you know where you are, the dog was probably not driving, so the dog was an innocent bystander almost in every case. you know?
But I mean, in
So
that case,
I don't know. I don't know.
I
Also,
mean,
people feel responsible for their animals. Like there's a huge sense of responsibility for your pet. So
no, I get it.
it's
I
quite
get it.
understandable that they care when something bad happens to your
Yes.
pet.
I just
And
like
I mean,
it's a very interesting thing, especially because, okay, like in the terms of a car accident, if the dog was inside, I get it, you know. But I've seen like if somebody, like if a person gets you in the way of you driving, like the chances of somebody steering away are very slim. But if a dog crosses the path, 99% of the people will like cause an accident for not get over.
that's because the person should have known better. And the dog is
But the
just,
dog,
well, a dog.
what do you mean they don't know?
No, I don't mean they don't know. Well, people sometimes think they don't know, but it's like the dog is less capable of keeping
Judgment.
himself out of a dangerous situation. For instance, dogs panic and run in front of all the time, you know. But people they also do that, but way less frequently. So I guess the feeling is going to be you should have known better. The dog, well, he's just a dog. People
It,
also totally underestimate how smart animals are all the time.
well, it's a
Especially
thing.
scientists who quote unquote studies animals. Oh man, it's bananas how far they underestimate exactly how smart animals are. If you spend any amount of time with animals, you will like any real amount of time with and around animals, you quickly realize they're not as innocent as you might think.
Well, I don't know. It's just like that pivots from like innocent and smart. It's like a convenient thing we choose according
Yeah,
to the thing. So animals are smart
yeah,
when it's
exactly.
convenient, and they're like super innocent and harmless, and they don't understand anything when it's convenient. So
When it's convenient for us, yes,
yes,
exactly.
yes. So it's I don't understand. Like you're telling me it's is it smart or it's not? Because confusing. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
thing.
True story.
Let's talk about the aftermath of any incident. Somebody falls.
Yes,
What's the
yes.
most common response of everybody? Well, that's a generalization, but like 90% of the people. What are you expecting from people?
Laughter.
Besides laughter.
Oh well, I don't know. Like again, it's so dependent on the exact specific situation and the parameters of what had happened.
Even if it's
Like
like if even if it's small or big, like the first reaction of somebody who was not exactly in the accident, let's say, or the incident, somebody who just figured, like who found out that you had an accident, and the first thing
mhm.
they called you to sympathize and apologize, the first thing they say, oh, I'm sorry.
Why does yeah? You see, like this one, I completely don't get. Like the language boggles my mind. Like, why do I need to apologize for you falling down? I didn't, unless I'm the one who, accidentally bumped into you or. accidentally tripped you up. This it's my fault that you fell. Why do we apologize? Like I don't get why our first. I mean, I'm sorry you were hurt. What? Why? You didn't do it. Like you don't need to be sorry. That I
But that
fell.
translates not only for the accidents, it translates to everything. Like I noticed because that was one, like I was one of those back in the days. Like I was raised to be sorry for everything. It's like I'm sorry for, like, if I need you, I'm sorry I need you. Or if you fell, oh, I'm sorry you fell. Or like I'm sorry was like a
A
punctuation.
default response to someone
Yes,
else's discomfort.
yes.
Yes.
And I think that's
I
very
mean,
cultural. That's part of where you
maybe,
grow. Yes.
maybe in some ways, definitely yes. I think it's also to do with your personality to a certain extent. If I mean, like you might, if you have higher empathy, probably this is something you'll be more prone to doing. Like like you're saying, even disturbing someone. That if you're somebody who doesn't like to be disturbed, you're way more likely to apologize to someone when you know you need to disturb them. So there's a lot going on there. I don't think it's a simple black and white type
No,
of deal.
I don't think either.
But
But
specifically for me, like you just fell down. If I'm quite sure that you're okay, like I don't understand why our default setting is to apologize to the person. Like I don't get that at all.
I don't know. I think it's because everybody,
I mean, I guess it's some way to show empathy
or
to a certain extent, like, but
yes. And also,
yeah,
we say sorry. I don't know. It's like we try to split the guilt.
maybe. But I
If
mean,
it,
there's no real guilt going on. Like if you
I
fall
know.
down, there's no guilt. There's no guilt to split. Why would you feel guilty for falling down?
I don't know. It's a default setting. I think the first time I noticed, I used to say a lot of I'm sorry's was when I went to the States, and there was one was like, stop saying I'm sorry, like offended.
Yeah,
It was like, what
yeah.
am I saying wrong? Why I'm sorry? It's offending. Why? And
Because you're not. Like you're not sorry that the other person fell. We've already discussed this. The default setting is you probably think it's kind of funny. So it's just something to say. It's like a filler. It's as good as saying
and you can also tell when
yeah,
somebody is genuinely sorry.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So also you kind of wear it out. Like sorry, it's like manna. If you're always sorry, then you're really never sorry. It doesn't have any power if you're always sorry. Words in general are like that.
Like I get it, but then I do struggle when that happens with what to say sometimes. If somebody tells me about an accident, and it's like, okay, obviously, like, are you okay? Things like that. But then how to replace that? I'm sorry when I'm not.
Well, I think first and most importantly, and again, there is a man woman disjunct here. You don't always have to say something.
Just be
Like,
comfortable in the silence.
no, just carry on with whatever you were doing before something happened. You don't always have to make a thing of it. There doesn't always have to be words involved, even. And I mean, depending on the situation, obviously, there are sometimes better, more appropriate responses than being sorry.
That's very interesting what you say, because sometimes silence is offensive. And that goes to the beginning of the conversation. Some people get offended by like saying nothing. That you can be physically there and available, but for some reason being silent becomes like, I don't know, like, they feel strange that you're not saying anything.
Again, and this goes back to what I was saying before. Like, offense is something you take it. It's totally on them. Like, it's not their responsibility to make you feel this way or that way in any particular moment. How you feel is 100% up to you, unless maybe there is some threat and you are afraid. Okay, even then, often you can choose to be afraid or not to be afraid, or maybe I don't know. I just feel and again, this is something that you can't govern someone else's emotions. You can't choose make them feel the way you want them to feel. They're gonna feel it one way or the other. So, I mean, I guess this is why some people preemptively say, "I'm sorry," because you don't want them to feel. You don't want to cause them a mental distress on top of their physical distress, but at the end of the day, like, the mental distress is, if they want to feel it, they're going to feel it. And you saying sorry kind of insincerely, it's not going to help.
That makes me think about what you were saying about laughter. We spoke about this before, but in my case, if it's something minor, I tend to laugh. Like, I will help you while I'm laughing, like seriously laughing. And I don't think I find it funny, but it's definitely a nervous response. Like, I will sit
Yeah,
down and laugh my ass, and then I
I
will
see.
help you.
I see.
Yes, but
I see.
is that different from finding it funny?
From find, I think so. Yes, that is definitely different from actually finding it funny. And again, I think it just depends. It's different from person to person. Like, we all find it funny when somebody else gets hurt. We all watch videos of people falling off skateboards and walking into glass doors, and we all laugh. It's universally funny. Slapstick comedy is a thing. I really don't get why the the nervousness. It might have something to do with thinking maybe, okay, the person is actually seriously injured, or not being able to gauge what is a serious mishap from a not so serious mishap immediately. So maybe you're worried that there's something that you should be doing that you're not doing, or maybe you're worried that there is going to be some serious long-term injury to the person, which is different than obviously just falling and scraping your knee, walking into a glass door.
Hmm. That really makes me think, because I'm trying to think about all the accidents I have seen, like, live, and even though if it's serious, like, I would tend to it
Yeah,
just, I mean, you've seen it even when
because
people
even if
get,
you can see it, yeah,
yes, even not only with people getting hurt, but when people get upset or like uncomfortable situations, like, that's my primary response. It's like it's so,
nervous laughter.
yes, it's
Yeah,
funny in a way, it's like, it's not that I want to
yes,
laugh, but
yes, it is funny.
it's just
It's some way to deal with the stress. Yes, it's just a coping mechanism.
that's one of the
There's
things.
something you don't have control over, and you're slightly uncomfortable with it, and it's a slightly awkward situation. We start giggling sometimes.
Do you think we can control that, tailor our reactions for the social environment, or it's just, I haven't been able to be honest. Like, if when I cannot control,
Yeah,
if I have to laugh and I cannot, I will hide my face or walk away if I can.
yeah.
But like, choosing the words, even if you don't mean to, like, say I'm sorry, like we were saying before. Do
Hmm.
you think we do it also because of the social pressure around it? It's like it's something that they expect you
Abs-
to say it, and you say it because,
Absolutely, yes, 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 absolutely. Like, if one of your friends gets a divorce or crashes their car, or something like that, the default thing to say is "I'm sorry." So it's wild. Like, we can't come up with anything better than that. You understand what I mean? Like, it's just, I guess, a way of telling them you sympathize, which would be much better to say something like, I really sympathize with the position that you're in right now.
It's just, yes, it's
Try
just
to
strange.
drop kick a chair. It's also kind of funny, and I'm gonna have a laugh now.
Uh-huh. That really reminds me of a story my mom told me. I mean, it's not a physical pain per se, it's just, it was a funeral, and some like relatives, like far relatives, went to the funeral, and this person was very sick, and it was a good thing that finally put it to rest because it was suffering.
Hmm.
And they were talking about it before getting to the funeral, and then the gentleman, I don't know, he didn't switch it when he got into the room, and instead of saying like I'm sorry or whatever words you say to the person who is in pain, he said congratulations. That's what he said. Yes, he said like congratulations. That's what he said.
That's kind of funny.
No, it is
That's kind of
hilarious.
funny. Like,
It is
yeah,
hilarious because he didn't, he wasn't able to switch what he really felt because it was a
yeah,
relief. I mean, this person was suffering. It's like
yes,
it's finally over. But he was
yeah,
not able to say, "I'm sorry for your loss." He was just like,
yeah.
"Congratulations," and the wife was like,
Al-
"What?
Also,
Let's go
yeah, also
now."
being nervous in a situation like that sometimes it overwhelms the nervous system a little bit, and you find a slip like that, which might be which might be exactly what happened there. If you're slightly overwhelmed, sometimes you say things that are quite out of character, or maybe out of place, like a comment like that. Like, I don't think anyone should take that too seriously and be upset by someone having a slip like that. It's just a human thing. It's
And I'm
it's
not
the
sure if
limitations of how we communicate.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the person who received the comment would have the head to process. Probably they're not listening to people. They're
Yes.
probably just hearing words and say thank you, and they don't know what just really happened
Yeah. Yeah.
until
Exactly.
somebody will point it out. Like, did you hear what they said? Did you feel that? Did he, did
Should
he
think
say?
about that for a second. Yeah.
Yes, but yes, my
Yeah.
mom tells me that
Mm.
the wife was like,
Huh?
like. Oh, and he didn't realize he said it. It was
Yes, of
automatic.
course.
He said it, and then the wife after like, okay, let's go. We go now. It's like, did you
Yes.
hear what you said? I mean, I said he said, no, you said congratulations. Like what? No, I did not. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. But, I mean, both our communication system and our nervous system is flawed like that. There's gonna be slips like that. Because what he meant to say. It's like, at least it's over now. It's better this way. But what came out was congratulations, which is actually hilarious. In hindsight, it must be really funny.
No, it is. It is for sure. They're gonna be laughing for ages. For
Yes,
ages.
exactly. This completely inappropriate comment that is actually appropriate also at the same time. Like,
I don't know. It's that a thing that I do struggle a lot with society. It's to see like when something painful is over, you keep mourning. Like you want it to be over, but at the same time, you don't want it to be over.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it can be any time,
This one
physical
is
pain and everything. It's like
Yes, this one is sometimes like, so we do inflict a lot of pain on our hearts, we get into this cycle of thinking, which is never a good thing. If you find yourself having the same thought 10 or 50, there's a difference between mourning. In my language, we even have a different word for it when you're mourning and when you're actually just dwelling on something that you shouldn't be. You understand? So the
And
one is
nowadays,
something that you you can't control when you're mourning, like when you're in mourning, something happens and you become sad. But once, after a little while, once the initial, let's say, shock, quote unquote, shock of whatever you're mourning about has passed, and you move to a place of, the cyclical thinking, then it's actually
uh,
something that you're doing to yourself. Then you're just dwelling on it, and you're just, it's almost like aura farming, bad aura. And people do that. It's a very human thing to do, but it's the cycle that you get into of constantly bringing up the bad things and the bad things bringing up the pain, and then you know you just scratching open the wound.
that's very interesting because it makes me think. Like, I don't know if now, I don't know. People like society is judgmental now in a way that is way different from before, but still there are some rules. But I feel like when you're like dwelling on mourning, I feel like people have rules for it. Like if you get over it too fast and move on, it's not exactly good. But if you
Mm,
keep like if you extend it for too long, it's either bad. So there's like
yeah, yeah, that's also bad. I guess this is why in days gone by, like the churches, they had rules for this kind of thing. You wore a black dress for 3 days, and you don't get married within the next year, and great. So I guess that helped people to deal with, and it's just down to the society that you live in, where like in days before that, for example, if my brother died, I'd have to marry his wife almost immediately. You know,
I didn't know that. Seriously?
yes, 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 yes. Even if you already had a wife,
What?
yes, yes, yes. So if my brother dies, his wife becomes my responsibility. Like
And what
boom.
about
That's
me?
how it was in the olden times. You're just the first wife now. Now there's
Ah,
there's there's a second
that's
wife.
the thing.
Yes, you're the OG wife, and I have to take my brothers as well, and I'm now responsible for both of you.
But that's something that keeps happening in a way, not in a proper marriage way. I'm not sure if that's how they used to do in the olden days, but in Turkey they keep doing that. Like they keep
Yes,
family very tight. So if you die, oh, I mean, the husband dies, the head of the family will take care of that wife,
yes, yes,
you
yes.
know, and
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
live in the same house with different apartments, but
yeah,
all together.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably a remnant of exactly the same belief that I'm talking about
yes,
now.
yes.
Yeah,
That's. I
I
don't know
think
why.
this is in the Bible. I think. Yeah, I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure this is in the Bible that if you have to marry your sister-in-law if your brother dies.
That is so interesting. That
Yeah,
that blows my mind, to be honest, because we as humans, I don't know, we kind of get like responsibilities, like we keep giving ourselves responsibilities extra for like for
yeah,
free. We buy responsibilities. No, honestly, honestly,
yeah, 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 yeah. I
honestly,
mean, I guess it's got to do with this the well-being of the society. No society, even a modern one, is going to flourish with a whole bunch of spinsters around. It's just not conducive to having a good society. You know, you, you could imagine if everybody was suddenly cat ladies for the rest of their lives if their husband died. That wouldn't be good for anybody. We all know how cat ladies can get when they're left to their own devices.
Oh man, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Yeah, it's just a very interesting. Like you said, I don't know if there is a right or wrong way. But anyway, I believe you're
Yeah.
gonna be judged regardless.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. But this is the thing. We're gonna judge other people, and we're always going to get judged regardless of what you do in that situation. So
Yeah, yeah.
at the end, it's not something that matters that much. Even if the result, if you cannot affect the result, then it doesn't matter.
I do believe this thing can go for ages because pain has so many colors, such a big spectrum.
True story.
Yeah,
True story.
yes, it was a very fun conversation.
Yes, quite enlightening.
It is, it is. I think we take ourselves too seriously sometimes.
True story. Yes, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah,
Very human, but true.
but I mean, we're losing the seriousness bit by bit, word by word.
Thank you for being part of this conversation.
If something landed, share it. Find us on Spotify, Cosecha Salvaje Wild Conversations, link in the description.
See you next week.